What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for Tuesday, February 13th, 2024. Welcome in. How are you? Nice to meet me. Check out the video vault. I'm going to keep giving you the hard sell. We got people in there checking it out. I see people in there poking around. So get in there, check it out. Use the free trial, 3 days. Check it out. See what you like. Give me suggestions if you would like to see something added to it, something more. So hit me with ideas in the comments. Email me. Email address is below. It's also joe@thebuckeyecast.com. Call, text, phone numbers in the notes in the description. So hit me up if you have any ideas for how you would like other things you would like to see in the video vault. All right. Just drank a bunch of water, so I'll try and keep my burps to a minimum. Right. Just kidding. All right. Today we're talking, okay, so, on the show, I could talk Buckeye football all day and all night, but unfortunately we have to live by this stupid 24-hour clock, So anyway, you can only fit 24 hours in a day, apparently. So I do also like to talk about how new rules and changes in whether it's the NCAA or whatever, rule changes that are going to affect on-field play. I don't give a shit about, more commercials and more timeouts. That doesn't really affect us that much. You kind of notice it, but you don't. But anyways, today we're talking about helmet communications, aka I like to call it the cheaters Connor Stalions rule. Okay, the cheaters Connor Stalions rule. Helmet comms are coming to college football. They actually, I don't know if you know this, but there was a trial run over the bowl games this past bowl season. So they opened the fucking bag. They toothpaste is out of the tube. You can't go back now. You can't let the helmet comms be used for a bowl season and then take them away. No, this is going to have to get momentum and happen soon. So nearly 30 years after the NFL implemented helmet communications, a wireless communication is only now in the experimental phase in college football. That is a problem. That is a problem with the NCAA, the slow-moving, glacial speed of the NCAA. 30 years, it's been working like a fucking champ in the NFL. College football, nah, we're going to wait. We're going to wait this one out. The internet, what the hell is that? That's just a passing fad. Cell phones, those are never going to stick. Anyways, moving along. So the Michigan science stealing, cheating investigation had coaches up in arms, coaches and their bosses, athletic directors, presidents, administration types. But Todd Berry, he's director of the American Football College Coaches Association, AFCA, American Football Coaches Association. He said, quote, "We have a sign stealing problem for a while, and we've got the technology to eliminate the issue. The cost is minimal. High schools are using the technology. Coaches have been frustrated and asking, why hasn't this happened?" Good question, Todd. Anyways, 14 bowl games this past bowl season used the coach-to-player helmet communication technology. So this could be adopted permanently in the future. Some teams also use smart tablets on the sideline. You see NFL teams doing that shit. I don't watch the NFL, but I hear that they do that. Anyway, Texas Tech became the first to use the coach-to-player communications in its Independence Bowl win over Cal. That game, though, did not use the tablets. Just want you to know. Texas Tech head coach Joey McGuire. I don't know if I can listen to a head coach named Joey. I don't know. No disrespect, coach. Anyways, Coach Joey, is that what they call him? Hey, Coach Joey. Okay. Anyways, he had this to say. He said, quote, "However we can get it passed, we need to get it passed. We are hoping like crazy it gets passed for next year." For years, college football has lagged behind the NFL in embracing technological advancements because of Cost concern. Say it with me. But the NCAA their approval of these experiments during bowl season shows a significant step forward. ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips said, quote, "Why would we not want to modernize sideline communication? These are things that help the game and help players and coaches." Great question, Jim. I don't fucking know. Anyways, how are these technologies being implemented? Let's break it down here. Teams were equipped with tablets, have access to video replays of previous plays. So that helps coaches and players analyze in real time, right? What just happened. Meanwhile, the coach to player helmet communications gives you direct access between coaches and designated players on the field. So that streamlines play calling and adjustments. It's offense and defense, of course. Each team has its own approach. For instance, Texas Tech utilized the communication kits in 8 helmets during their bowl game, while Maryland in their bowl game used just 6 helmets with devices. Steve Shaw, NCAA coordinator of officials, said, quote, "We are looking forward to getting some really good feedback. These 2 areas of technology are by far and away the thing the coaches talk about and want the most." So in approving the experimental trial, the NCAA Rules Committee created little to no rules about how to use these technologies. In its game against Cal, Texas Tech outfitted communication kits in 8 helmets, 2 on offense, the starting quarterback and backup quarterback, 6 on defense. Seems like a lot. Anyways, so they had 2 inside linebackers and a safety plus their backups. So you got your entire 2 deep of inside linebackers and safeties with the listening devices. McGuire had his 2 coordinators equipped with a radio pack connected to their waist and tied into their headsets. A simple push of a button opens the line of communication. Now, nationwide use of helmet comms has its challenges. Obviously, concerns about cost, uniformity as far as rules across different divisions within college football. But with coaches and administrators advocating for change, momentum is building towards permanent integration of the technologies. But the NCAA and the Big Ten have led the push over the last few years to permanently implement the communication into the college game. Back in 2019, SEC introduced a proposal for the helmet communications because it worked so well for the baseball team. They used a dugout to catcher communications. So I didn't even know they did that in college baseball, but makes sense. It worked. Over this past summer, the Big Ten submitted a request to experiment with the technology this season in league games. The NCAA Rules Committee denied the request, but did approve the bowl game experiments that we saw during bowl season. The cost isn't astronomical, by the way, especially for most big-time college football programs that produce like $50 million a year in revenue and pay their coaches millions in salary. But this is the issue with the NCAA. We've always talked about this. The high revenue producing football programs are handcuffed by the lower level programs and conferences and divisions for that matter. Again, you can't have Heidelberg College working with the same set of rules as Ohio State University. Just doesn't, it's not an apples to apples program comparison. So this prevents college football from evolving on and off the field, as we talked about. But the Cheaters sign stealing investigation is a reminder that the conversation around the wireless communication is important. Greg Sankey said this. He said, quote, "It also seems clear the NCAA Rules Committee is going to have to facilitate a change, not stand in the way. We've tended to be forward-thinking on the use of technology. We haven't had permission from the Rules Committee to do so. There are a lot of divisions on that committee. There's one division that likely has this motivation." Then you got Nick Saban, former Alabama coach. He said this back in October on the Pat McAfee show, quote, "For those who play in leagues like we do, we have the funds to do it. In the SEC or the Big Ten or Big 12, whatever it is, we should be able to do it. there's such a discrepancy in budgets and resources that we shouldn't be living by the same rules. He's referring to lower level programs and schools. But the rules committee has to determine a permanent policy. So they have to come up with a framework of restrictions, rules, for the coach to player communication. So the first question is, should the college game emulate the NFL and restrict communication from the coach in the final 15 seconds of the play clock? When do you cut off communications, And then the other question is, how many players should have the listening devices in their helmets, right, at the same time? So how quickly can the NCAA permanently approve the wireless communications? So the NCAA Rules Committee meets late in February, so coming up here in a couple of weeks. They should have plenty of feedback already brought in from the bowl games before the meeting, so they can go through that and get the feedback. I'm sure it's positive, especially from the coaches and players. Then they'll have to set the rules for communication cutoffs and the number of players to have access. So they'll have to write up some rules. You're gonna have to do a little bit of typing or scribble it out with your pencil and have somebody type it up that can read your writing. But then they got to propose the new rules to the NCAA board. The rules will have to be voted on and enacted. I think we're going to hear a decision by the end of spring ball. So end of April is what I would call it. We got to have something either way. It would be nice if they would decide before spring ball so that obviously the coaches and players can have time to adjust and practice using this new system. And then you got to find something for all those signal callers, sign guys that are doing stupid shit, Yeah. You got to find jobs for those guys. I don't know what they're going to do. Anyways, walk around in their weird orange shirts. But I always thought that was weird. They wore orange or green or, Justin Fry wears pink. Whatever. To each his own. Anyway, so then the rules got to be acted on and voted. End of spring is what I'm predicting as a decision. And they got to fucking do it, right? I mean, there's no reason to not go forward with the communications. I don't give a crap about the tablets, the iPads. All right, that's a nice bonus. But really, this is all about the Stalions rule, the cheaters rule, and taking that out of the game, the sign stealing. Then if you want to add on the tablets so you can see instant replays of what just happened, great. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. I'm sure you're all for helmet communications, but if you agree with helmet communications, how about you give a like to the video? There we go. Snuck it in there, didn't I? I don't ask for you guys to like the video very often, but when I do, I have a good reason. Anyways, that's all I got for you. Talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.